So for this problem, my idea is to draw a tree. So according to the question, a digital signal can transmit 1 or 0. So suppose the transmitter sends out 0 and it has probability of 0.6. So I write 0.6 here with when 0 is transmitted, and the probability of transmitting 1 is 0.4, so I write 0.4 here with transmitting 1. And in the second step, when 0 is transmitted, the receiver receives 0 with probability 0.7. So when 0 is transmitted, the probability of receiving 0 is 0.7, and probability of receiving 1 is 0.3. So I write 0.3 here when 0 is transmitted and receive 1. And when 1 is transmitted, the receiver receives 0 with probability 0.2. So I draw here when 1 is transmitted, the probability of receiving 0 is 0.2 and probability of receiving 1 is 0.8. So in total, there are 4 cases, and the probability that data 0 is received. The first question is asking about probability data 0 is received. So there are 2 cases that 0 can be received. The first one is when transmitted 1 and 0 is received, which is an error. It's the second case. So it should be 0.4 times 0.2 equals to 0.08. And there is another case that can get data 0, which is transmit 0 and receive 0. The probability is 0.6 times 0.7, which is the probability of transmitting 0 and receive 0, which is equals to 0.42. So the sum of these 2 cases, the probability of these 2 cases should be the final result of the probability of getting 0, which is 0.5. And for the second question, which is asking for probability of error, and there are 2 cases. The first one is when transmitting 1 and receives 0, and the second one is transmitting 0 and receives 1. So for the first case, the probability should be 0.4 times 0.8, which means which is the probability of transmitting 1 but getting 0. Oh, sorry, it should be 0.4 times 0.2, which is 0.08. And the second case should be when transmitting 0, receiving 1. And on this graph, we can see it should be 0.6 times 0.3, which equals to 0.18. So in total, the probability of error should be the sum of these 2 cases, which is 0.08 plus 0.18, which is equals to 0.26. And I think that's all for this question.